Namaste, angels. This is a client reading for one of my repeat and or regular clients. I am just like starting fresh, so I'm not going to go back over, any old information. I didn't review any of her older readings. We're starting completely fresh to see what the energy is at present, beginning with my Tony Carmine Salerno Universal Love Oracle and Reflection. I think Mary's behind this, sad. Yep, there she is. I saw her when I was shuffling too, Mary and Sorrow. Okay, so reflection. We got to look back, look at the present, look forward. And somebody has become imbalanced as well. We want to get back to yin and yang. Reflection. And Moon Tree, awesome card to get. I've been getting it actually a lot this weekend in my client readings. I would say not only because it represents the marriage of two sacred beings or two souls, which is awesome, but also the full moon. So this card tends to show up for me on days like today when the full moon or new moon is near. Moon Tree and answered prayer. I'm going to cut and then we're going to do a cross spread for her. Fear. And this is actually what she jumped into. Rather than taking a pause, letting a few things play out, I'm going to say she pulled a 5 of air, because that's what it is to me. I always say the 5 of air is like this energy of it's conflict and difficulty and challenge, but it's in which we had a hand. Even if it was inadvertent, we didn't mean to. We weren't intentionally trying to bring, difficulty upon ourselves, conflict upon ourselves, but we did through some action of our own. And I often say, 9 times out of 10, it has to do with presumption. We make, a presumption. And you know what people say about presumption? When we make one, we make an ass of, you and me. And that tends to be what happens. We run off half-cocked, as they say, on makeshift information that we tend to have manufactured in our mind, especially if you're an air sign, you're real good at that, and take off with it and run, and it's wrong, and that causes a problem. But it's born out of fear, ego, those sort of things. And so we see the fear card showing up here, perhaps for both, and it can be healed through meditation. And you'll see when I look at the other cards, energy healing also, or other forms of energy healing, because this would certainly be energy healing too. Energy healing is recommended. Well, after I cut the cards, you guys saw me, I did it without even thinking. I shuffled again and ended up with meditation on the bottom. Then I shuffled in my hand for a second to come up with a overall energy, and fear is back. I couldn't get rid of it. Okay, this is what the feminine is right now. She needs to get in touch. She needs to make an earth connection. She needs to get out into nature for some of her meditation. And when I say meditation, I don't necessarily mean sitting in the grass with her legs folded and her hands in a prayer pose, although that's awesome too. If you're into that, certainly do that. But meditation can be whatever brings you peace, you know, makes you serene. If it's just sitting on a bench by the water, if it's walking around listening to, you know, your headphones, or going for a jog and all those kind of things. But whatever you can do outside, if you're able, do that. Connect with nature. And the masculine's feelings about you are still moon tree. Sacred marriage. So, you know, I'm glad you're getting to see for yourself, like firsthand. Like, we can't destroy these unions. We can cause ourselves delay. And if we're able to do that, you know, perhaps it's meant when we need to learn a lesson. For one thing, not to panic, to have some faith in ourselves, in our union, in the universe, that it knows what it's doing when it guides us. The masculine with regard to himself, the goddess, surrender, maybe taking a moment to allow himself to be vulnerable and healed. And with regard to the union, sacred union, you got sacred marriage from the masculine with regard to you, and sacred union with regard to your union. What else can you ask for? We could really end here, but let's keep going. Overall, blessings, okay? And the outcome, golden memories. There's some baggage, okay? Some negativity that you need to drop and leave where it is. Stop picking it up. Stop carrying it with you. Let it go. Leave it there. Only take the positive. Take those lessons we were just talking about a moment ago. That's what you guys need to do. What would the masculine have you specifically do toward the union right now? Let go of the regret and the pain and the sorrow, the fear, the ego, the anger, the disappointment, like all of it. All of it. It goes in the negativity suitcases that you're going to drop. What is he willing to do or sacrifice toward the union right now? Reflection. Do some thinking. Get his thoughts in order. Maybe write down some of this stuff. Okay, taking lessons from the past. Taking his golden memories. What do I not want to repeat? You know, I don't want that negativity again. But what did I learn that was positive that I can use in the future? Because some stuff I'm leaving in the past. Some stuff is right now, in the moment. I want to experience that. And then there's some stuff, there's some goals and things I have for the future. That's what he's willing to do. And what would the universe have the two of you to do right now? Just work on your relationship. Work on your partnership. Work on healing together as a couple. That doesn't mean we cease to work on healing as individuals. We do that too. Wow. Beautiful. I'll pause for a second so you can take a good look at it. You want to pause your video or whatever and stare at it and see all the cards. There you go. Okay. So now I'm going to go to the Angel Tarot to maybe get a clearer picture of exactly like what's up right now in general. Not, you know, I mean, not to negate or reduce in any way the masculine's feelings on the union. I mean, that's of the utmost importance. But just to see like what the energy is around them right now, beginning with ego. So just talking about letting go of ego, letting go of fear. We're starting with it. Ego is the devil in the traditional tarot, a false sense of entrapment, being overly focused on material things, and negative or fear-based thoughts. These are those things, again, that we're going to put into the suitcases and drop on the floor and keep walking. Opening to the Magician. You are ready. You have the resources or the ability to manifest them. Life is magical. Magician. And the Lovers with Archangel Raphael. Intimate relationships. Carefully weigh your decisions. I don't know where I saw review. Good health. Both of these could be a Gemini if you ask me. The Magician certainly is. The Magician is one who has every, element available to them. Now, who better has that than a mutable sign? So that would be Gemini, Pisces, Virgo, Sagittarius. But then of those, only one on top of that has it all times two. Duality. That's Gemini. And the Lovers in the tarot also represents the sign of Gemini. Or perhaps other air sign. Or somebody definitely taking on air sign traits right now. And maybe that's why you were too much in your head. High Priestess is also a Gemini. This card, for many practitioners of the tarot, can represent air signs, but the High Priestess, as in the goddess Isis, is a Gemini. Listen to your intuition, have patience, and consider carefully what you want before acting. Overall energy is the Four of Air. Time to rest or take a vacation. Allow more time before making a decision. Meditation may provide answers. The masculine is the Two of Air. It's the decision to make. And he might be unable or unwilling to make that decision right now and having reached a stalemate. It's pretending there's no problem. Surrounding him, release with Archangel Azrael. The end of a phase or a situation. Spiritual transformation. It's time to move on. Release is the Death card in the traditional tarot. It means that there is an ending to something, or something ceases to exist in the manner in which it did at one point, and then it changes. It transforms, like a caterpillar turning into a butterfly. Or some things end completely. And we're happy about those because when they do, they vacate a space for a new beginning. With death, the Death card, there's always a birth as well. And in the masculine subconscious, it's the Hermit with Archangel Raziel. Spend time, quiet time in meditation. So your overall energy guides you to meditate. There were some cards in the beginning as I was shuffling that guide you guys to meditate. And now the Hermit, it's about introspection. So it's not just meditating, it's meditating on you. And then not only you, inner you, maybe even inner child you. That, that part is debatable. You don't, you could focus on the present you too. But it is learning you, learning to like you, learning to understand you, seeing how you've grown, all those sorts of things. The Hermit is a Virgo, or somebody taking on those kind of traits or attributes. Also may be a Taurus or Capricorn. Release or death is a Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces, or somebody taking on those traits or attributes. The feminine, the Four of Earth, being too frivolous or too cautious with money, not just money, it could be love and any kind of, abundance to me. Also, this card about good business decisions and or giving to those less fortunate. The feminine is surrounded by the Queen of Fire, who's confident, warm, intelligent, and graceful. She's also the quintessential divine feminine of the tarot, and a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries, or someone taking on those traits or attributes. Stretch your wings and fly. Don't underestimate yourself. This is about faith again, faith in you. Assert your independence and creativity. Feminine subconscious, it's the Eight of Air, very much like the Devil that showed up here before, which was again a Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus, or somebody taking on those attributes. It's about being trapped. Now, you're trapped by your lack of confidence. You're trapped by your lack of something else. Some people feel like their lack of money or whatever, good looks, whatever, is what traps them, prevents them from being able to take on certain things. This can also be a sense of feeling like married or bound to something and you just can't pull away. Stuck, basically. Crowning the union, the Six of Earth, gifts of money, time, or effort, new career opportunities, and receiving a loan or paying off debts. This is one of my favorite cards because it's about like justice. It's 6, first of all. 6 is about love, equality, equity, righteousness, justice, like all things fair and all that. But this card in particular represents for me like the planet Venus, which rules both Taurus, which is an earth element sign, and Libra, which is air. A lot of what we've seen here on the table today. And this is about like going 50-50. And it's also about giving and being able to receive, both being able to give and receive in general, and being able to give and receive without an agenda. Okay, is what this is about. At the root, the Two of Water. She had all those other sacred marriage cards before, and now this is what this spread is about. This is the root of it. This is the focus. Other than the heart of the matter, of course. The Two of Water, a relationship that continues to grow closer, forgiveness, and the positive resolution of a conflict. And at the heart of the matter, it's the Page of Water, who is intuitive, sensitive, artistic, and friendly. A new person enters your life. So maybe like the old person died. You ever heard that T.I. song, The Old Me is Dead and Gone? And then he's back, right? He's back as a new person. That can be what this is about. Death and rebirth of the same person or of the same relationship. It's anew. It's renewed. A relationship begins a new phase, rather, and there is heightened psychic abilities. So our old phase died. It ended. It's finished. We're beginning a new phase. And it's a loving phase. Here, crowned by the Six of Earth and rooted by the Two of Water. This is a good phase. I want to see if I'd have to go too deep to find out what maybe the Eight of Air is about. The Emperor with Archangel Michael. Organization and logic. Structure and discipline and leadership. This is about learning to discipline yourself. Self-discipline, which also involves faith. Not running off half-cocked. Not, jumping to conclusions and being presumptuous, being able to organize your thoughts, think something through. Does this make sense? Before I do this, does that make sense? That sort of thing. That's going to free you from this kind of behavior and being trapped by your own thoughts. Let's see what the romance angels would add to this. And we're going to do so beginning with attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. And opening to passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. Passion. Wedding. This situation involves marriage. We've already seen 2 cards of sacred union. Why not, 3D wedding too? Passion. Release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. Now, this release your ex card has 2 meanings for me. It means, the very straightforward release your ex, whether you're presently with them or even in contact with them in the 3D or not. Sometimes we have karmic ties to people, places, and things. We got to release that. And then for me, it's also a release your capital X. And when I say that, I mean, it's like coming out of your shell, releasing you upon the world, basically, is what the capital X is for me. Passion and playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. Playfulness is back. I'm going to cut. Free yourself from that to which you feel bound. For you, I think very much so like the prison of your mind, as people say. And that can be what your X is too. Again, your capital X. As it relates to the masculine, it may have something to do with this decision that he has to make. Something that it may have something to do with what needs to die. Maybe he's trying to prevent it from dying. Sometimes we hold on to stuff, you know, where it becomes unnatural. We got to free ourselves from those things when it becomes time to take back control of our life. The overall energy is express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. And something's on the floor. One sec. Something jumped out. It's past life relationship. You have known each other before. This perhaps is relating to an EX. And of course, past life relationship applies to any divine union as well, because we tend to have known each other before too in a past life, or sometimes in our past, in this present incarnation as well. But just the way this one felt, I feel it's connected to another situation, this past life relationship. I'm just going to stick it in here arbitrarily. All right. And your overall energy is express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. Here atop the Two of Air, trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith. He's going to have faith in himself and in his decision once he makes them. That's the purpose of doing this sort of review first, the reflection. Here atop release, children, or release or death. It's children. Your love life is being affected by children. There may be a past life relationship. Again, like I said, another situation that is ending, has ended, that involves children, and that, like a marriage coming to an end or something like that. And he's going to have to trust in his decision. If he made that decision, you like, and stand by it and go with it. And he's going within, it would seem, to learn more about himself in relation to his soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. His soulmate may in fact be an earth sign on top of that. You know, like the feminine may be an earth sign. Or maybe he is. Here atop the Four of Earth, pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. Signs might be cautioning to get into, you know, to play your role. Here is this divine feminine. This divine feminine is strong and creative and positive. You know, she doesn't go off willy-nilly like a Knight of Air, for example. You know, in general, not knocking Knight of Air. I have the potential to be one myself as a Gemini Sun, Aquarius Moon, but it is what it is. We run off half-cocked, you know. I don't like lying to people. Here atop that Queen of Fire is free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life and maybe instead like regain again your confidence. Regain your confidence. Atop the Eight of Air and the Emperor, let go of control issues and allow the situation to unfold naturally. Atop the Six of Earth, it's safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive, which is exactly what this is about. And I say it's about giving and receiving, and without agenda as well. True, unconditional, you know, pure, unadulterated, unconditional love. Well, that's what the romance angels want for you. They want you to open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all, which is love. At the root here atop the Two of Water, playfulness to recapture romance. Allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. They want the two of you to come together in a lighthearted manner. No baggage, no heavy stuff you're dumping on somebody. You know, I want to, People are not receptive to that. To think about it, you know, this goes for any of us and all of us, whomever's listening. You know, are you yourself receptive when somebody starts a conversation with like, you know? If you are, then go ahead and proceed in starting your conversations like that. But if you're not, if you prefer somebody come to you in a pleasant way, a lighthearted way, we strike up something positive. And then if there's, you know, meat, you know, of a conversation that we need to get to, we can get to it. But we don't start off like growling at one another. Nobody likes that. That's what this is going against, saying don't do that. Instead, the lighthearted approach, being playful, being you know, jovial, as they say. And here at the heart of the matter, a similar card atop the page of water, it's flirt. Extend your lighthearted energy to others. Exactly. Let's see if we can get even more clarity from the Ascended Masters to this, beginning with energy healing and Merlin. And I started with health and healing with Hilarion, opened right to this energy healing, and then it was purification, and like those three cards kept repeating. Mother, wife, sister, daughter, and Lady Nada. Somebody may have a feminine energy with whom they need to heal a relationship. It can be our own. It looks like it may possibly for you be your own. Again, freeing your mind. They say free your mind, the rest will follow. Okay, that's what it looks like you have to do here. The masculine could have a mother, wife, sister, or daughter with whom he needs to heal a relationship, and or he may need to heal his inner feminine. Remember in the beginning of the reading, we saw that balance card, and there was a need for somebody, at least one, but perhaps both parties here to get back into balance, their inner masculine and feminine. Opposite energy healing, it's definitely that we have to work on this. Now, one way, if it's another person and it's not within, one way to heal it is by repairing the relationship, but another way is walking away. And sometimes regardless of who these people are, there are, you know, oldest and dearest friends, or so we thought, really they're frenemies, or they're relatives of ours. And we're like, well, how can I stop speaking to my sister, my cousin, my whatever? Sometimes we don't have a choice. It's part of energy here. It's part of our own health and wellness to rid ourselves of toxic people. Energy healing and artistic expression. Paul the Venetian. This is coming up with creative ways to express our love or to say something without words. Sometimes words get in the way, and we have difficulty choosing the appropriate ones. So if we can come up with other ways to express ourselves, Paul the Venetian suggests that we do. And also opposite in energy healing, he's also talking about like other modalities of healing other than the traditional, perhaps holistic, all that kind of stuff. He's talking about that too. Energy healing is back. And open your heart to love, says Jesus. Another one of these similar messages about being able to give and receive. Love has to be able to pass both ways in order to be healthy. Open your heart to love in Jesus. And one more, purification. This is one of the ones I mentioned that kept repeating as I was shuffling by myself. This is about what it looks like. Purification of your life. Detox. Any people, places, and things that are toxic, you know, of which you're aware, must either be repaired, healed, or ended. We got an end of a phase or situation. We have to, you know, walk away from those toxic relationships, as I was just saying. Additionally, this can be about purification of you and more literal, like eating and drinking as clean and or organic as possible in order to help to heal your vibration, heal and maintain your vibration as part of energy healing yet again. Open your heart to love. I'm going to cut. Work your magic, says Saint Germain. Remember in the beginning of the Angel Tarot, you were the magician, right? You had all the elements. Now Saint Germain comes through and says, work your magic. That means you have whatever you need to like, especially if you cause a situation, you can fix it. If you want to repair a situation, you have what you need to do so. And it may be by speaking, vocalizing something, and or maybe coming up with a creative way in order to do that, which and silence, maybe that creative way, that artistic way. We can take the advice of both Saint Germain and Paul the Venetian at the same time, and heal these relationships by choosing wisely. The overall energy is see the other person's point of view. And this is in all our dealings, even with these people with whom we need to heal relationships. We're going to try to look at the big picture and be fair and diplomatic, kind of like a king of air, and, see everyone's perspective, but still do what we have to do to remain at our healthiest. Here, a top trust and the decision that has to be made is yoga and Babaji. So this is a means of meditation again, and this can help him to arrive at a decision if he has not come to one yet. If this is with regard, or where this is with regard to something about which he has already decided, then this will help him to maintain his energy in a balanced way and trust himself, maintain his confidence and esteem, and not slip into fear or ego, because it's a means of meditation. Yoga is atop children and what was that? Death, right? Release. It's fertility. Well, maybe he wants to make some, because this children, all these cards can have dual meaning. So right now, for me, this again, release or death, represents the sign of Scorpio, which can be a pretty frisky zodiac sign. And then with fertility and Pan sitting here atop it, and children, it's possible that Pan, or in your case, the divine masculine, would like to work on making some children. Other meanings is being fertile with ideas and, new beginnings, things that he wants to start, fresh starts, different things anew, maybe that he comes up with in his meditation. Here atop the Hermit and Soulmate is retreat into nature and the Green Man. Well, this makes perfect sense too. Maybe not necessarily with regard to soulmate when you look at that, but with regard to the Hermit for sure, because the Hermit is a Virgo, an earth sign. And here we have retreat into nature, saying go out and spend some time with the earth. This card also means sort of like the earth element cards. They tend to be pentacles, coins. They're about money and material things. Well, so is this card. When the Green Man shows up, it shows up because he's bringing you abundance. Now, it's abundance of finances, it's abundance of material, it's abundance of love, sort of like Venus, how she governs both, right? The goddess of love and money. So in that sense, it does make sense to be a top soulmate as well. Abundance of love. Here, the feminine, more guidance to clear and shield her energy. This is something on which we need to work. So pay attention to the red flags and the Four of Earth. Four of Earth again can indicate that one is giving too much or holding back too much of whatever, maybe themselves. And that can indicate imbalance too. That may be why this clear and shield your energy is sitting here atop these two. Because, of course, pay attention to the red flags can signify that something's wrong. And we need to, be mindful of it and aware and watch ourselves. Clear and shield your energy. Here, atop free yourself and the Queen of Fire is teacher. this is about some lesson that you learn. Teacher shows up for me when it's, the school of hard knocks, or it's experience is a good teacher. We've learned some sort of lesson by something we went through, and now we need to free ourselves from something, to which we've like married ourselves. We've attached ourselves and it can often be, fear. And I think that's what it is, a lack of confidence in this case. So instead you want to turn into this Queen of Fire and regain that confidence. Here, atop let go of control issues and the Emperor and the Eight of Air. So these two, or this one at least, the Emperor, I used to clarify the Eight of Air. And I said the Eight of Air was about a prison. The prison of your own mind is about feeling bound and tied up. Well, that's why you need freedom. You see? And you'll achieve it if you let go of the control issues and allow the universe to do what it does. Have some trust and faith in it and in you. Here, crowning, boom, twin flame. This is here atop, it's safe for you to love. And that Six of Earth, which is the 50-50, what I called pure, unadulterated, unconditional love. Where else does twin flame belong if not there? Atop that. And I think from every single deck you've seen every single like soulmate or divine union type card to reassure you that your union is intact. They always are. The union is always there. It doesn't go anywhere, but sometimes we have to, as the physical beings, have to go off. We have to go away and spend some time apart in order to do things like this, to free ourselves from like self-imposed prisons and things, and to heal. And we always come back better, at least in my experience. I haven't, that I can recall, initiated any separations. But whenever we enter one, I can say confidently my divine masculine always comes. Each time he's an even better man, as if, that is possible. I always think he's perfect, but somehow he comes back better each time after separation. Here atop the Two of Water and playfulness, persistence. So we're not going to give up. Again, the union still exists. It always exists unless, there's a very drastic situation. I described it the other day to one of my other subscribers, viewers, Facebook friends. Elijah was probably who I could, the only person I could like compare at all to us. Obviously, he was one of the most valued prophets of all three major religions. He's considered one of the quote unquote major prophets. He got tired though of doing his job. He was on a mission, like many of us, right? A divine mission. He got tired. He wanted to quit. He wanted to end this contract with God. He asked God to let him out of it. And God, long story short, God said, okay, I'll let you out of it, but you have to teach Elisha your job first. And he'll take your place, and then you'll, go ahead and move on to greener pastures, literally, because he was going to die after that. But that's what it takes to break contract and to break covenant, to end these sort of things. Otherwise they exist. And that's one of the things in which we need to have faith too. We need to know that it's always there. Sometimes we need to be reassured, and the universe doesn't mind doing that either. Now, hopefully, they've established some belief that will encourage you to remain persistent. Here at the heart of the matter, atop the Page of Water and flirt. Crystals. So more about healing, and maybe somewhat about healing the relationship. You may want to look for a soulmate quartz. I don't know if they're everywhere, but a soulmate quartz, what it is it's often in a piece of quartz that's in the shape of like a prism, right? First of all. And it's like it's giving birth to another piece that's almost identical. It's like coming out of it. That's what they call soulmate crystal. You may want some of that. And the reason I thought about that was with the crystal sitting here atop the page of water. That may be something to heal your relationship. And then when you get it, I think you have to keep it in the southernmost corner. That part I can look up for you or help you to look up, or, well, we can do that now. I can guide you right now to Google where to put it. I think it might be like the southernmost corner of your home off the top of my head, but I'm not really sure. Yeah, we'll pick that part up another time, but that's what I'm feeling for you. And maybe if you can't find that, if it's too difficult or whatever, rose quartz also is something that may help to continue to heal each person's heart chakra and your relationship. All right, so now I'm going to see if the hashtag creepy deck will add anything to this, beginning with past life and opening to long distance. So I do think that this is signifying separation. Past life. But it could be separation from, again, that other person with an opposite past life. Opening to dating underneath the moon. Full moon is tomorrow. So that could mean something for you, perhaps. Dating. And how can you do dating without a courting man? You need one. There is no dating without a courting man. Dating. Control. That of which you need to let go. You shouldn't feel like a puppet or a puppeteer. Dating. I'll go one more. And it's passion. This is what we want. Dating. I'm going to cut. Ice Queen. Somebody may have turned their back. Somebody may be acting cold and or rigid right now. From a positive perspective, this card also often represents the planet Venus for me, which again means abundance of love and or money, as she governs both. Let's see. The overall energy is triangle. So there's a third energy present, not necessarily another person as pictured here. And even if where it is another person, not necessarily romantic, not necessarily a love triangle, but a third energy is what this represents. And this is the overall energy here. Here, the masculine, mature woman in his present energy. This may be you. I don't know if you're older than him or if you're just generally mature. Some signs are more mature than other signs, or considered that way at least. For example, my sign, Gemini, is considered an immature sign. But I think my sign, Aquarius, is considered a mature sign as a fixed sign. You know, like that type of thing. Children, yet again, in this placement here surrounding the masculine. So we had children from the romance angels. Scorpio, which could mean fresh ants in the pants. Fertility in Pan, which could mean the same. And then more children. travel, atop retreat, and soulmate. This could all be you. Again, wanting to make some children, and the relationship traveling, going a long way. It continues to ascend. It could be all of that. This can also be, it can have dual meaning. It can also be that other past life relationship that I was seeing, that I was saying he might have children, and this could be their mother too. Let's see what the other cards show. Maybe it'll pull together more. Here, atop clear and shield your energy. And your 4 of earth is friendship. This is interesting because this card is very much emperor to me. Emperor-like. Look at this here. It's very like emperor, and it's very ice. It is ice king, but it's very air sign, but also like Leo or Aries for me. And here we have this this red energy here with the Queen of Fire. So this can be like somebody authoritative. It can have more than one meaning too. For one, definitely somebody authoritative that may be being a little bit bossy, and maybe they're supposed to be more of a friend. But also here to help you to get things in order in this form of the emperor, and in this position, in this placement, to help you to free yourself. And wow, control that puppet, that marionette here with this emperor sitting underneath this one. So I think that this is, like I was saying, like a manipulative person, and maybe they were a friend, maybe they didn't mean to, but they're overbearing. Whatever this energy is here for you. This may be one of the friends of which you need to purify yourself, detoxify. Here, atop twin flame. Short-term distance, I think, between you and the twin flame, you and your partner. Short-term break. You see this? There's a heart here. Breaking, that's only going to be for a moment. We need a minute to heal, and you need a minute to work whatever. There's something here at the root, atop the 2 of water, wallflower. So somebody's just like not in a happy camper. Somebody's bored, somebody's ready to drop out of the game, but they need to remain persistent and stay in. And here at the heart of the matter, atop the page of water and the crystals, is twin flame underneath twin flame. That's the heart of your matter. So again, I think the moral of your story here is, yeah, there's some issues right now that may involve other people. In your case, I think a frenemy. In his case, I think perhaps an ex-girlfriend or wife or something. You both need to heal from that. And you might have otherwise tried to do it together, but something had to occur. Something always has to occur in order to, push us into separation. It's kind of like the energy of the tower. Go ahead and push us into separation, force us to do what we have to do, force us to work on ourselves so that we can come back and love each other better and love ourselves better first. Like we learn that first, and then we can love each other better. And get back to this. All right, let's do your advice. I love how you got like all the same cards over and over again from different decks. So there's no question, or there shouldn't be at least. From the angels to the masculine, advice, 2 of earth. He may be trying to juggle 2 different things, perhaps 2 different situations, 2 different relationships. Again, not necessarily romantic, but maybe he's trying to maintain some sort of peaceful or friendly relationship with his ex, and it's too much. It's not working. It's difficult to. He's just working too hard at it all. So he needs to find like that peaceful place in the middle. For you, from the angels, the wheel. Things about to change for you. Get better, says Archangel Michael. A time of positive change. The situation suddenly moves forward. So something that is stuck becomes unstuck right away. Fortune is on your side. From the Ascended Masters to the masculine priorities, says King Solomon. Yeah, he has to get his in order. Again, and able to come back to you in a healthy way. And for you, meditate, says Buddha. This is going to help you to heal. Once you heal you can, help to heal and can maintain the healing of your union. For the masculine chemistry, so this is another very sexual card for me too. I don't know why, but there's a strong magnetic attraction here. To me, indicates these two are like sending off pheromones to one another. So this break also may be short term too. Again, somebody may have ants in their pants and be coming back to handle that. And as I say that, somebody may be coming back. Boom, reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your life. I knew it. From the Tony Carmine Salerno Universal Love Oracle to the Masculine Retreat. So he too needs to get out into spending some time with Mother Earth and meditating. That's going to help him again make any decisions he has to make in his life. It was indicating that he needed to make a couple and that he was sitting on them or sitting on his hands. That'll help to fix that. For you, celebration, because you're reconciling, right? Love anew. Something dies, an old situation, an old phase, it dies. We allow it naturally to give birth to new. We don't try to force it. We don't try to manipulate it. We don't try to guide it. We don't do anything. We step back and allow it to work. Allow the universe to work. It's stronger than us. It's smarter than us. It's like infinite. We cease to exist at some point. We're short term. The universe goes on and on and on and on and on, right? Let's let it handle these things. From the hashtag creepy deck to the masculine gossip. So somebody's talking about something. Somebody may not be his friend as well. They're being fake with him. That might be something he has to handle while he's away. And for you, courting man, this may be how he decides to show back up when he shows up to reconcile, because that would be very, very Page of Water, which is your other heart of the matter, right? The Page of Water is somebody who makes an offer of love. And who better to make an offer of love to but one's twin flame. I hope that you find this helpful and reassuring and that you enjoy it. Namaste, Angel.